Hey everybody, and welcome to week 12 of English 145. So this is the first week of Unit 3, which is our third and final unit of this class. As you can see if you read the Unit 3 prompt, we're going to be doing a scholarly researched wiki article. And the wiki articles that you might be most familiar with or that you've probably read the most are Wikipedia articles, right? So if you think about the structure of a Wikipedia article, it usually has some sort of like introduction, and maybe there's like a photo and some like quick facts on the side, and then usually there's like sections, right, with different headings, and a lot of times there's links or embedded videos or other photos or other types of multimodal aspects to the article. So what you're going to be doing is, if you read the prompt, and this is for your TLDR as well, but essentially what you're going to be doing is exploring some sort of a question about the writing and communication within your field. You can ask a question about the multimodality, aspect of the writing that you're going to be doing. If there's a certain text that you're going to have to write eventually, but you don't know how. If there's some sort of communication question that you have. So that's kind of going to be what you're going to be exploring, right? And so thinking about that, for your, Tuesday's assignment, you have that TLDR, so that's what you're going to be doing, is talking about, you're summarizing the prompt, which I've kind of done for you. But again, you're going to have the uptake submission notes as well, and again, you can do those in a multimodal form. That's totally up to you, if you want to take that option up for this assignment. And this is worth the most points out of all of the assignments so far, right? So this total for this unit is worth 400 points. The article itself is worth 275 of those points. So quite a bit. So you want to start working on this now, and you want to keep working on it throughout the unit. You'll see, I hope, that I've tried to lighten up on certain things just so that you have time to work on these things. You'll still have your student-led discussions and some smaller assignments and things like that, but I really do want you to be focusing on writing this article and starting to kind of think about that. You'll notice also for this assignment that's kind of different than the other assignments in the past, is that you'll have a proposal for this that will be either approved or denied by myself. Basically, this is to help you before you get too far, to make sure that you're on the right track of like what I'm particularly looking for, I guess, if you want to put it that way. Or sorry if you can hear my dog growling. Or what I want the goals of this project to be, right? So again, the main thing is that you're focusing on something within the writing and communication, right? Say you're going into psychology. I don't want you to give me a wiki article on the psychology of Charles Manson, right? That's not what we're doing here. You're not giving me a Wikipedia article page on Charles Manson, right? We're kind of exploring some of the writing that may be done in your field that you're going to be entering into probably pretty soon, right? Or are starting to be in now. So that's the main kind of part with that. So you'll have the proposal that will help you, be on the right track, get those goals, things like that. I don't want to say, too much about it other than, read it over, do the TLDR. Thursday's assignment, I'm just looking over my computer, sorry, is the Annotated Bibliography. So again, you're gathering 4 more sources that you think you might use. So these are the 4 sources you are definitely going to use in your article. These are 4 things. This is like the preliminary research. So if you don't even know what your research question is yet, that's totally fine. I just want you to find 4 sources about the writing in your field that you kind of are interested in, right? And this includes, think about the types of things that we've been producing in this class as well. It doesn't have to be, a journal article that you found on the library page, right? It could be a TED Talk. It could be a podcast. It could be a documentary on Netflix, right? So there's lots of different kinds of research that you're going to have to do. It's not just, let me go to the library and get out a book or get out a journal article or something like that. What kinds of research? Is part of your annotated bib might be, I'm going to go talk to this person because I know that this person might know some things or know which direction to point me or might have resources for me. That might be one of your 4 sources as a person, right? So I don't want you to be too concern. So what you're going to do with the annotated bib is you're going to have that source, and then you're going to explain why you chose that source, and kind of how you're going to use it, right? So if you're like, I need to do background knowledge information, so I'm going to probably use this in some sort of a, lit review or history section of my article, right? So you're just explaining why you chose that and how you're going to use it. Before I get into everything else, I guess we'll pause here for our question of the week. So my question this week, which I don't actually have a artifact for or anything to show and tell you, but my question for this week is, what is a quote from either a movie, a TV show, a book, or a song? I can't think of anything else, but like any sort of a quote that you really like, that inspires you in some way. The one that I will then share with you. If you don't know, I feel like I've been vocal about this. My favorite everything is Lord of the Rings. And so whether it's books, movies, that's my favorite. So this is a quote that for the past, I guess, over a year now, that we've been in the pandemic, this is a quote that I always keep coming back to. So it's a conversation that happens between Frodo and Gandalf. And Frodo says, I have it pulled up so I make sure I got it right. Frodo says, "I wish it need not have happened in my time." Gandalf says, "So do I, and so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us." So I think about that a lot. So anytime I'm like, I wish that this wasn't happening to me, or something like that. So does everybody else, right? So what am I going to do with the time that I do have? So that's a quote that I really like. So email me with your quote, and then this will be the first bonus point option for the Unit 3 major project. All right, and then moving into the other section, for things to work on this week as well, talking about what is a research question, how do you establish one, because you want to make sure that this is something you can answer in 2,500 to 3,000 words, and nothing bigger than that, right? So you don't want to be asking a book-sized question. You don't want to be asking a, Instagram post size question either, right? You want something in the middle. So I have a couple of resources here for establishing that kind of succinct research question, including one it's a video from the University of Melbourne. I think if you're Australian though, it's Melbourne, not Melbourne. So that's a fun Australian accent that you can listen to, but then there's also some additional readings as well. And then I've also left you another place to brainstorm for questions and things like that in the forums. So that's kind of another step that you can do. Again, this is all just kind of setting you up for this unit. I am recording this on Friday, so I haven't looked at any of your projects yet, which is also why I am not wearing my standard hoodie and hoodie today, as it's a Friday, and so Fridays are my off days. Friday and Saturday is my weekend, but anyway, so I haven't read any of your uptake notes yet or looked at your podcast or anything like that, but I am very excited to, and I usually try to, and I think I mentioned this in a video before, get your grades and feedback back to you within 2 weeks. So you turned it in on a Thursday, theoretically then, not next Thursday, but the Thursday after, I will have all of your grades back to you with the assessment feedback and things like that. Again, I haven't looked at as of today when I'm recording this, I have not looked at the CBAP for Unit 2 yet, if anyone went in and did any additions on that for this class, so I will do that as well. So look out for that. But I'm going to try to kind of make sure that we get ahead of grading and things like that, and you don't feel like I'm falling too far behind. I try to do it pretty quickly. But yeah, I think that's all the updates I have for this week. I can't believe it's week 12. Hopefully you all have a wonderful week. As always, email me with any questions that you have, and we can work on things together. Yeah. All right. Well, have a good rest of your week.